What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we have some very interesting news. As undefeated two-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer who's currently the reigning WBC junior lightweight world champion, that being Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez, 30 wins now, no loss and no draws, 23 wins by way of knockout. He is 30 years of age, standing 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. He recently defeated Robson Conceicao, who is an Olympic gold medalist, Brazilian star boxer. Now 16 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 8 wins by way of knockout. He's 32 years of age, standing 5'10.5" with a 70-inch arm reach. With that said, Oscar Valdez, he got a unanimous decision victory over Robson Conceicao. Okay, and many people felt like Robson Conceicao should have gotten a nod. Not to mention, we know the controversy that surrounded Oscar Valdez testing positive A and B sample for a banned substance, amphetamine, in Valdez banned list, and was still allowed to fight, continuing to fight. He was still able to hold on to his world championship belt. He faced zero punishment for testing positive for a banned substance. Actually, WBC, World Boxing Council, President Mauricio Suleiman, they decided that they were going to stand behind Oscar Valdez and stated that amphetamine is like taking 3 Red Bulls. So we know that, that was an issue. The fact that the boxing world, the boxing fans, they had an issue with him being allowed to fight. Okay. Then as in competition, we see that Oscar Valdez, he had an unfair advantage. How? He had a referee that was clearly on his side, took a point away from Robson Conceicao for sportsmanship while they were tied up. He tapped Oscar Valdez behind the head. He didn't punch him, he just tapped him to let him know, let me go. They were in a clinch. The referee halted the fight, took a point away from Robson Conceicao. But when Oscar Valdez clearly hit Conceicao in the back of the head 3 times, the referee only gave him a simple warning. Then we know one of the judges actually works for the WBC. And he admitted that he had wrongdoing in judging the fight, because after the fight, he scored the fight 117-110 in a fight that most people felt Robson Conceicao actually won the fight. Okay? And at the very least, it was a very close fight, but most people felt like Robson Conceicao should have gotten a nod. Okay? He clearly won the first 5 to 6 rounds. And he was controlling the distance, controlling the pace of the fight, controlling the fight itself. So with that said, this particular judge, Stephen Blair, he decided that he was going to come out and make a statement regarding his wide scorecard of 117-110. That means he saw, in a fight that most people thought Robson Conceicao won, he saw Oscar Valdez winning in a landslide, and Conceicao only winning 2 to 3 rounds. And then he admitted that he made a huge mistake. He said he let down the sport of boxing, the fighters, and everybody involved. He clearly had a vested interest in Oscar Valdez, and it was a conflict of interest that he's even judging the fight, seeing as though he has a close relationship with Mauricio Suleiman's father and Mauricio Suleiman, the president of WBC, currently as it stands. So he has a clear vested interest, and it's a clear conflict of interest that he's judging the fight, because he's going to view the fight through the lens of the WBC and who they are favoring, in which we clearly see they were going to favor Oscar Valdez, as they allowed him to fight even though he tested positive for a banned substance. So most recently, and on top of it, the fight took place in Arizona, Oscar Valdez's adopted home. So Robson Conceicao, he was up against it, to say the least. Okay, and today we got a revealing of a statue in Arizona, in his hometown, Oscar Valdez, that is, of a statue of him, and Robson Conceicao, he crashes the party. Okay, he comes and he lets it be known in the comment section, as is live, that a known cheater in Oscar Valdez should not be allowed and should be awarded a statue for cheating. Okay, and he says the only thing he should be awarded is to have to fight me in an immediate rematch. That's the only award Oscar Valdez should have received. Obviously, Robson Conceicao, he feels like he won the fight. I feel like he clearly won the fight. If you want to have the fight close, that's cool. But I thought he clearly won the fight. Okay, even a draw would be suffice. But to see Oscar Valdez, unanimous decision, 117-110, that's pretty ridiculous. So with that said, Robson Conceicao, he's not happy with it. He wants an immediate rematch. And you can see the face of Oscar Valdez after the fight was over. You can clearly see that Oscar Valdez, he took a lot of punishment in this fight, okay? And Robson Conceicao, he didn't show the same effects that Oscar Valdez did after the fight. So it's going to be interesting to see what's Oscar Valdez going to do moving forward. A media rematch should be ordered, because when this took place with the WBA, World Boxing Association, President President Gilberto Mendoza, when he had a fight, Mike Fox took on Maestro, and we had a judge who had a clear vested interest, has a relationship with the WBA, is married to a close member of the WBA, and scored the card 117-110 in favor of Maestro, and Maestro was dropped in the fight and was clearly outboxed for the duration of the fight. And when, there was an outpour and an outcry that this was, clearly a fight where Mike Fox won, well, guess what happened? And this judge clearly had a landslide, made their decision prior to the fight even taking place. Well, she was investigated, she was suspended, and they turned it into a no contest. And they ordered an immediate rematch, as the boxing world was on the WBA, and let the WBA know that they expressed their displeasure with the decisions that were made. And here we have a similar situation where a judge clearly let us know that he judged the fight before the fight even started. And because there's a vested interest, and because there is a conflict of interest, and we see the referee taking a point away from Robson Conceicao in the fight, making it a 10-8 round, and where he was just simply tapping out Oscar Valdez, this should warrant an immediate rematch. Not to mention Oscar Valdez, he tested positive for a banned substance. So, and the fight was in his backyard. So it's pretty simple that this fight should be ruled a no contest, or at the very least, there should be an immediate rematch ordered on the part of the WBC. Plain and simple. Okay, now there's big fights on the horizon for Oscar Valdez. Should he beat Robson Conceicao in a rematch? Obviously, there's a big fight brewing that's going to take place October 23rd in Atlanta, Georgia, between undefeated Olympic silver medalist, who is a former WBO super featherweight world champion turned junior lightweight title contender, Shakur Stevenson, superstar boxer, will be taking on WBO junior lightweight world champion superstar boxer or star boxer Jamel Herring, October 23rd in Atlanta. We know Shakur Stevenson, he's been trying to secure a fight with Oscar Valdez for quite some time. And after Oscar Valdez tested positive for a banned substance, well, he had some very, very interesting things to say about that. Okay. And so with that said, the winner of that fight against Oscar Valdez definitely would be a huge unification bout. And, obviously, Gervonta Tank Davis, he just recently, superstar 3-division world champion who's undefeated, who simultaneously held the WBA super belt at 130. He just recently vacated that title because the WBA is trying to eliminate some of the belts that they have, okay? So they told him he either had to defend it or vacate it, and he chose to vacate that belt, which means he's not going to campaign at 130, which means we can get, a fight, for that belt, and then we'll see who's going to fight for that vacant belt, and then we'll get unification bout. So there's a route to undisputed, but obviously Shakur Stevenson, he wanted a fight with Oscar Valdez since they were at featherweight, okay? And he put himself in position to be Oscar Valdez mandatory, and Oscar Valdez, he vacated and moved up, and he fought one of the biggest fights of his career, if not the biggest fight in his career, against then reigning WBC junior lightweight world champion Mexican superstar boxer Miguel Berchelt. Miguel Berchelt was seen as the bigger guy, hadn't lost in 7 years, knocked on a knockout streak, knocking everybody out, 38 wins, 1 loss, 34 big wins by way of knockout. The bigger, stronger guy. Most people felt Oscar Valdez, well, he was going to get knocked out in the fight. But Oscar Valdez, he fought the fight of his career. And he dropped Miguel Bichot a few times and ultimately brutally knocked him out. And shocking. That was shocking, okay? But with that said, everybody wants to see Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez. Now, people were calling for Oscar Valdez, Gervonta Tank Davis, but obviously that's not going to happen as Gervonta Tank Davis is campaigning between 135 and 140 now. His last fight was at junior welterweight at 140. So with that said, a fight between Shakur Stevenson or Jamel Herring winner against Oscar Valdez seems about right. And seeing as though that's not taking place till October, and we can get this immediate rematch with Robson Conceicao and Oscar Valdez. So Robson Conceicao, he crashes the party and he lets it be known this cheater does not deserve a statue. Only thing he deserves is to give me an immediate rematch. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Hi, my name is Heather the Heat Hardy, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.